She's out.
America's favorite racist, Chud the Builder.
He's out. Today we're going to be talking about this piece of racist grifter, Chud the Builder.
His name is Chud the Builder.
It's a white boy calling niggas niggas. This is him right here.
Chud the Builder, bro. I'm the white nigga calling niggas niggas.
The real story is that I was just a normal guy working a normal job. This is America. You can't tell me what I can say, and I can't tell you what you can say.
But just know, you ain't never say.
Yeah, I know. You girls always like me, but I hate to always have to break it to you.
What? You're gay?
I'm a racist.
You're a racist?
Look, she wanted to laugh.
He talks shit, but he has a gun on him.
They out.
Oh, why are you going into our hoods and calling us a
Dumbass
ninjas? What do I got to lose? What else do I have to lose, brother?
Fuck wrong with you, bitch ass nigga?
They out. Dumbass
Ninjas. My life? Take it.
Dalton Eatherly is a contractor who lives and works in Clarksville, Tennessee, a 45-minute drive from Nashville. He specializes in remodeling, repairing, and restoring homes. One morning on his drive to work, Dalton engaged in a road rage incident with a black female driver and her daughter. The driver's daughter claims that Dalton almost sideswiped them in traffic. Dalton denies this claim.
She starts yelling at me saying, "What the fuck's your problem? What's your problem?" I said,
Ninja.
"Just doing the speed limit." And then as soon as I said that, she threw her drink out the window. She said,
Ninja.
Dalton and the driver then meet again at another red light. It's at this point that Dalton raises his cross at her to mockingly bless her.
and I was blessing them. I hit her with the blessing because they were throwing drinks at my truck.
The driver's daughter takes a picture of Dalton doing this and later proceeds to post it on a local Facebook group called Idiots in Cars, a group that encourages users to post their stories and pictures of road rage incidents that occur in Clarksville, Tennessee. This Facebook post has widespread consequences on Dalton's life.
They took that picture, posted it everywhere, said this guy's calling us hard R's, blah, 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 got me fired.
Dalton consequently has to start his own remodeling business to continue his trade. However, even with his own company, Dalton consistently observes coordinated activity on social media that's focused on deterring others from hiring him to work on their homes.
Make sure that if you live in Clarksville, Tennessee, you are not getting this guy to do any business for you.
Do not hire this guy. He's hateful. He's this, is that. They say nothing about the work I actually do.
This Facebook post even gets an upcoming baptism Dalton had scheduled with a local Catholic church canceled. The priest tells him to stay out of the community, according to a screenshot shared by Dalton of their text conversation together.
The priest called and said, hey, you know, this slander's gotten so bad, we have no choice but to kick you out of the church and cancel your baptism. I got that call from the priest and he said, my hand's tied. I was like, can I at least get a personal visit? I can explain myself. My hands are tied. The clergy made the decision.
Then they called the priest and they say, hey, we're going to kill you if you baptize this guy. The priest says, okay, we're not going to baptize him.
Shortly after this, Dalton is buying a birthday gift for his toddler son at a local Walmart and films a black woman having a loud altercation with the store staff.
Bitch, you got me fucked up. I'll smack the shit out of you in here. Yeah, keep talking shit and I'ma show you.
It's the usual suspect.
And I'ma show you. Don't say a motherfucking thing to my kids.
I wonder who pissed her off. She's out. Now.
Yeah, man. Bitch, don't say shit to my kids.
She's out.
And the video of this incident goes viral.
POV, you're just shopping for your son's birthday gifts in America 2025. It's everywhere I go, this is happening, and I'm the one who's being called the hateful guy for just calling it out.
At this point in time, out was a phrase that had picked up momentum online due to a wave of violent videos that were surfacing daily. Out was intended to encapsulate aggressive, disruptive, and loud behavior of black people featured in these videos. Some felt the term to be a racist categorization, comparing black people's actions to that of chimps, while others felt the unflattering comparison to be justified due to what they believe was the heavy societal cost of the recorded behavior.
And I'm like, hey, I'm not the only one who's sick of this shit. They took my job, they took my son, and then they took my baptism.
You started your own company. You ran that for 2 years. Got to the point where they're threatening the lives of people who work with me. Then they called the family and they say, hey, we're going to kill every one of you, to the point where it's really not safe for me to be a father in my own home.
With nothing left to lose in his eyes, Dalton doubles down on saying the N-word on camera.
Fucking dumbass.
Ninjas.
Dumbass.
Ninjas.
Your mom.
He begins actively creating video content for various social media platforms centered on the shock of a white man calling black people the N-word without hesitation or apology.
You got something to say? Yeah. What's that? No, man, nigga. Get in your car.
Ninja.
He's out. Look at him all now.
Dalton is now a divisive local celebrity in Clarksville, so he takes advantage of this status frequently in his videos by filming confrontations with those who recognize him.
You look so fucking familiar, you shit starter.
I ain't no shit starter. I'm a shit finisher. They start the shit. Y'all know that. Don't walk up on me.
Ninja.
But just know, you ain't never safe.
I feel pretty safe right now.
I believe you too. I'm proud of.
You think I'm never safe?
I'm proud of.
I think the Clarksville Police Department thinks I'm pretty safe.
I don't give a fuck. I mean, at the end of the day, you.
I'm pretty safe.
I just want you to.
You're a
ninja.
I just want you to know you're a racist.
I'm not a racist.
You're not
I can say what I want though.
I'm a.
Yeah, you're
ninja.
No, hold on.
And stop walking up on my truck like you gonna do some shit.
First of all, I'm right here. Now, hold on.
He lives right in Clarksville, Tennessee. You got freedom of speech, but not freedom of consequence. I hope you love every consequence that comes with this, since you think you bad.
I need to get a monster. What are you talking about? You own this place? I do. Hey, don't walk up on me like that. Don't walk up on me.
Ninjas.
Y'all ain't gonna do nothing but out.
Ninjas.
Trying to say I can't come in the store. Look at these dumbass
ninjas.
Now, what y'all gonna do if I walk in the store? What are y'all gonna do if I walk in the store? Look at him pulling his dick out.
What you gonna do if your baby get on this dick?
Don't walk up on me. Yeah, my dick. Dumbass.
Ninja.
Yeah, you dumbass cracker. Nah.
You don't scare me.
It's a white boy calling niggas. This is him right here.
I call him Dalton. This before I know him as Chud the Builder. When you do that internet stuff, calling niggas running around and stuff.
Dalton decides to post these clips under the alias Chud the Builder.
What was your name again?
Chud the Builder, bro. I'm the white nigga calling niggas.
Chud the Builder.
Chud the Builder. You know, like Bob the Builder?
In the name, Dalton also embraces the term Chud, which at that point was used by people on the left online, meant to denigrate those with right or far-right beliefs.
Why now, white man? Why now are you standing up to us? Oh, why are you going into our hoods and calling us a
ninja?
What do I got to lose? What else do I have to lose, brother? My life? Take it. I'd rather be dead than in this bullshit tyranny. Fuck you.
This is America. You can't tell me what I can say, and I can't tell you what you can say. As long as you're not stringing together words to make a direct threat to my life, I don't care what you say. And I'm told that I'm a hateful person for using a word. And so that to me sounds like someone who's trying to police your free speech.
In terms of the confrontations Dalton starts documenting and sharing, Dalton, or now Chud, is often provoked or engaged by someone black before he resorts to calling them the N-word. The specific type of provocation can range from road rage incidents, to someone confronting him in a random parking lot, to something as indirect as someone recognizing and filming him when he's waiting for his coffee.
You got the
ninja.
Nazis. You know, like a paparazzi, except like
ninja.
You know what I mean?
Get the fuck on.
What are you gonna do?
Ninja.
What the fuck you gonna do? Crackle.
What are you gonna do?
Ninja.
Crackle.
Look at this
ninja.
now.
Fight.
They out every day.
It's a white boy calling niggas. This is him right here.
Calling niggas.
This is him. That's one on Facebook.
Do something about it. He did the meme.
My dick bigger than yours.
He did the meme. My dick.
Boy, get your crack ass out of here.
He's now.
Fuck on out of here. Hell.
He's now.
Hell. Crackle.
Look at him out.
But in the case of at least 2 recorded incidents, Dalton is the clear instigator and actively seeks out confrontations by saying the N-word in front of black people, just going about their day.
What up?
Ninja.
Yeah. Hey, don't come in my truck.
Alright. Stop saying this shit around here.
What if I say it to you?
Ninja.
Dumbass.
Ninja.
Is this the one?
Y'all ever heard this song?
You see the shadow in the...
You heard this song?
Ninja.
I'm calling my ops.
Ninja.
You better not play with it. It's that Young Thug.
Ninja.
Straight with you.
Ninja. Ninja.
I'm calling my ops.
Ninja.
Another example, one that is the most incendiary piece of content Dalton has released, was when Dalton drove to a drug-infested part of town where homelessness and addiction are visibly rampant and called the destitute black people there the N-word without any provocation on their end.
Anywhere you see these dumbass
ninjas
painted on a wall, you can bet your ass it's a fucking shithole. Every time. Dirty
ninjas,
dirty trash. Every time you see dirty
ninjas,
you see dirty trash. You know what I'm saying? Bitch ass
ninja.
The most viral and popular piece of content Dalton has ever released was when he visited a local grocery store and made eye contact with two mixed-race males parked illegally in front of the store in the fire lane.
What do you mean? He out. He said, what's the issue? Because I looked at him.
Chipping out?
He out.
Put that phone down.
Why?
Phone down.
You don't like looking ugly?
Put that phone down, bitch ass boy.
Shut up.
Ninja.
Come on, come do something. Come do something. Pull up.
Oh, he got found.
Yeah, walk up.
Found.
That's what I thought.
Alright.
They out. They out. Dumbass.
Ninjas.
Dumbass.
Ninja.
Dumbass.
Ninjas.
He's a
Ninja.
He's a
Ninja.
two of them. Two
ninjas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, turn your fucking music down and don't park in the fire lane no more. That's what we're talking about. Don't park in the fire lane no more. Dumbass.
Ninja.
Fuck wrong with you, bitch ass nigga.
They out. Look, they parked in the fire lane. Out.
I'm right here.
You better get out of my face.
I'm right here.
Get out of my face, boy.
Hey,
That's what I thought.
Ninja.
That's what I thought.
Ninja.
I'm not
Dumbass.
Ninja.
You know what the fuck it
He's
is.
out.
I'm not with none of that.
Look at him. He's out.
Aren't you the guy that all those black kids try to fuck with in that one store? It is that guy. It's that. I remember the video I showed you. The black kids. They all.
And he was like, I was like, look at these
ninjas.
Now.
Yeah, they were.
Listen, I've never been a bully. They tried to say that I was out just antagonizing people. They said, "What's your fucking problem, white boy?" All because I looked at him. I gave him the white boy smile. You know.
No, I'm not gonna lie, bro. They be doing that here too.
And so I said, I just upped the camera. I said, look at him. He's out. He asked me what my problem is. They said, oh, he got that fire on him. And, you know, they started calling me a bitch ass boy before I ever even said anything.
It's clear by the video that this confrontation would have likely led to a violent altercation had the men, one of them named Cameron, not seen that Dalton was in possession of a firearm. Cameron later tailed Dalton to a convenience store where they had another confrontation caught on camera.
He out. Is that you, Cameron? What up, nigga? How you been, nigga? Look, it's the original. They out again. He mad he went viral as fuck. You saw that? Called his bluff. You know what I'm talking about? The real YNs recognize real. Real niggas recognize real, but you fake.
Ninja. Ninja.
Oh, I'm not? Do you know what America is? Free speech. Look at this
ninja
now. Look at this
ninja
now.
We're recording together.
Dude, I got it right here too.
We're recording together.
We got the whole thing as soon as I walked in. You still ain't doing shit. And you still ain't doing nothing. Look at him. He still ain't doing shit. Tell me I can't say something again. This is a fucking America. This is America. I can call him a
ninja
if I want. You know what I mean? Keep out. 10 million views, this dumbass.
Ninja.
Hey, you have a good day. Dumbass.
Ninja.
He's still out. Look at these dumbass
ninjas.
Look at these dumbass
ninjas
now. And do something about it. That's what I thought. Leave me alone.
Ninja.
Leave me alone.
Ninja.
Do something about it.
Ninja.
Do something about it.
Ninja.
Do something about it.
Dumbass.
Ninja.
Keep out. Keep out.
Ninja.
Throughout the entire time, Dalton has had viral notoriety. He has maintained that he does not have hate in his heart. Dalton attempts to prove this to anyone open to the possibility by sharing interactions with black inhabitants of Clarksville that don't end in name-calling.
What's up, bro? Huh? Yeah, they call me Chud. How you doing? We all real niggas around here. Kill me then. Hey, you cool though, bro. It's nice to meet you. What up? You fuck with it? Where'd he go? What up, bro? How you been? Hey, what'd you say, my mustache? Hey, I appreciate you, bro. Hey, I get a lot of shit from homies. All the YNs hate on the mustache, so.
Up to this point, the consequences of Dalton's personal crusade to reclaim use of the N-word for all races have been significant and felt across many different domains of his life.
So apparently now there's going to be a massive protest where the entire black community of Clarksville is gathering in or outside the courthouse on the day of my trial.
We will break them down into 4 different categories: legal, financial, day-to-day life, and online reputation. The legal consequences all started when a local online activist, appalled by Dalton's early social media content, posted Dalton's number on a social media platform and encouraged his followers to call and harass Dalton.
Aren't they getting you for some weird shit though?
For weeks, I've been getting harassed. I report the harassment. I made some videos where I stirred some people up, but I did nothing illegal in those videos. They look into me, they make a post saying, hey, we're investigating on whether we can do anything and charge this person. They see I did nothing illegal. Then I allegedly forwarded my calls for a single day to a person who's been posting my number saying, call this person. And they come and arrest me for the harassment that I've been reporting that they do nothing about. I allegedly forwarded my calls to him for a single day, and that's what they arrested me for. Not for telling people to call him, not for putting out his information or retaliating in any way. In my opinion, it will more than likely be dismissed, and every lawyer I've talked to will say the same thing. They just won't represent me in court because they're scared of all of the public outcry. I had a lawyer I met walking out of my arraignment, and he said, oh man, I represent murderers and rapists. I don't mind representing you. I don't care what people think about me. I went over to his office and was like, hey man, I never heard back from you. What's going on? I just got out of jail again. And he said, oh, well, my clients who are up in the county jail, they told me I'm not allowed to represent you, and they actually scare me. Well, I asked him straight to his face in front of his secretaries, do you know any lawyers with some balls that will represent me? And he said, it's not about balls.
You know Jeffrey Dahmer had a lawyer, right? He ate blacks.
In order to get pretrial release from jail for this harassment charge, Dalton had to agree to a set of pretrial release conditions. The first condition was that as long as his charge was still pending, Dalton could not carry any firearms.
And I'm so up in arms about the conditions of my release was that I got out of jail on the terms of no firearms. Then they paint a target on my back and say, you're not allowed to leave the state and you can't carry a firearm. They've been aware of the death threats from across the country. I've got, FBI investigations into people saying they're going to come to my house and cut my 2-year-old son's head off.
Oh my God.
The most heinous threats you've ever heard. It's disgusting, and these people are horrible, but still I pray for them, and yet the police departments, they don't care.
Another required condition of Dalton's pretrial release was that he was to refrain from drinking any alcohol while his case was still pending.
We went out to a restaurant. They recognized me. They brought us a Merry Christmas ale on the house. As soon as they got footage of me taking a sip of it, they came over to me. I already had the cops there. Came over and said, we're going to ask you to leave. And I said, whoa, what's going on? And I recorded the whole thing. And they said, we have the right to refuse anyone service, which they do, which is fine.
We have the right to refuse service to anybody.
For what?
We have the right to refuse service to anybody in our restaurant.
Is it because I say
ninja?
Be honest. I'm a white man that says the N-word. That's why you don't like me.
We have the right to refuse service to anybody in the restaurant.
You gotta love it. Freedom of speech is not free anymore.
Police are already
on the way. Police are on the way for what?
Police are already on the way.
For what?
Please leave the building. Thank you, sir.
He called the cops already. Hey, you have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
And then they showed up at the house like I was some murderer and woke me up at 7 a.m. in the morning to come and, take me to jail.
Getting woken up by sheriffs all at my house saying they're coming to take me to jail for violating allegedly my conditions of release. I've done nothing wrong. I've contacted nobody, yet here they are.
Which, by the way, I wasn't even thinking about that being my condition of release, that for months I'm not allowed to have a single sip of alcohol, because I was thinking about the fact that they took my Second Amendment right to carry.
Finally, in legal consequences, Dalton added one more charge to his rap sheet when he visited an AT&T Mobile store at the height of his local celebrity.
After all this harassment started going viral, I went to go to the AT&T store to try and switch over my number. I go in there and I just film everything at this point because everyone around here knows me. So I was already recording, and the lady basically said she couldn't help me for whatever reason. She didn't want to help me. She said, you got to call the phone and do it all on the phone. I explained to her, I said, the people on the phone told me to come in here. No,
I'm not required to use my personal device. And then you didn't start with the fact that your phone doesn't work.
Okay, so you guys are no help.
Sure, if that's how you like to look at it.
What was your name?
Yasmin.
Yasmin?
Yeah, you don't have to take a picture of me.
Hey, don't grab my phone. Don't assault me. There was no need for that. Yeah, I'll go and do what I got to do. But I just wanted to make sure I got you guys'
What's that? What you trying to get?
And she pressed charges on me or tried to put an order of protection against me, saying that I was stalking and harassing her by posting a single video of her. Thankfully, the judge heard the situation and was like almost reluctant to dismiss it, but he was like begging her for some sort of evidence. Did he do anything to you? Did he threaten you? Did he harass you? And she said, not me personally, Your Honor, but anyone who's seen his videos, and I'm quoting verbatim. She said, anyone that's seen his videos knows that he goes around calling black people the N-word and says that they're out, and he should have his right to carry revoked because that would be good for Clarksville. And I said, Your Honor, she said with her own words, I'm going around expressing my First Amendment freedom of speech, and she wants to take my Second Amendment right to carry because of it. I said, I rest my case. And he dismissed it.
Dalton has supplemented the hit to his finances as a result of his project by doing two things. The first was by starting a Give, Send, Go campaign, which is the right-leaning version of GoFundMe.
He creates a give, send, go, right? He's now begging for money.
So far, Dalton's supporters have donated over $40,000 to him and his cause. The next thing Dalton has done to counteract his financial losses is to partner with ID-free online cryptocurrency casinos like Toshi.bet by talking about them during his videos or playing their games on his live streams.
You be fucking with the casinos? It's called Toshi.bet because you recognize me. Look, Toshi.bet. All you gotta do is sign up, put code CHUD. You can play all types of different casino games, bro.
Are these efforts enough to completely supplement the losses Dalton has incurred due to his work as Chud the Builder? It's unclear for certain, but likely not. The next category of consequences Dalton's project has brought him are those that affect his day-to-day life at a local level.
Dude, I can't get a haircut. My barber's scared the blacks are gonna shoot the shop up. He texted me yesterday. He said, we gotta part ways. I'm like, bro, I need a haircut. I need a fucking haircut. He's like, nah, them be chipping out.
And one person even said, yeah, our owner saw you saying the N-word on the internet, so she didn't want to serve you. And to me, sounds like, okay, but this black guy sitting here, I guarantee there's a video or two of him somewhere saying it with his homies, and you're serving him. So does that not racial discrimination based on the color of my skin?
No, because the videos you were saying something weird did.
What about it?
They didn't want to serve you anymore because
What videos?
The videos of you, what was it, saying the N-word or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
So, y'all don't want to serve me because of
that's just purely
free speech?
That's not.
Who's the owner?
Bill and Jen. If you want to contact them, then you're more than welcome to. They got an email.
So, like, y'all are totally anti-free speech here?
That's not bad. It's just.
Friends are black.
Yeah.
So your black friends don't allow you to say certain words?
It's not that they don't allow it. It's more like our respect.
Physiognomy never lies.
They've threatened me so much that my son, it's not even safe for him to live here.
They're now. Look at her now.
No.
And we hang out, and these ladies were like, kick this racist out of here. It was the night Charlie got shot. And she was saying, kick this racist out of here, kick this racist out of here. And everybody's like, whoa, what are we kicking him out for? What's going on? And all I did, I just mocked him. And because of my energy, I guess everybody loved it. And they were like, look at this guy. They're screaming at him, and he's just sitting there mocking him.
Hi, my name is Kaylee Shu. Leave you alone, you racist predator piece of shit. I want you because you're a fucking racist predator piece of shit. Look at everyone else here that's looking at you. Please,
me and everybody here get along.
Okay.
Except you guys.
Right. No, why do they all leave? You can go get her. I'll show her your fucking videos on Clarksville now. You're recording me without my consent. I can fucking sue you. Everything.
You look sick as fuck right now.
I can literally sue you. You're recording without my consent. I'm crashing out because you're
She's
racist.
crashing out. Is it a valid?
Wait, where are you
from, dude?
They're chimping
We
out.
know this motherfucker! We're chimping out, motherfucker!
What's up, dude?
Clarksville.
Yes, sir. Yeah. We were trying to figure out if these guys were gonna kiss or fight.
Dude, and now we're about to kiss or fight.
We thought they were gonna, and then I saw you guys about to fight. I was like, holy shit.
This is a backstory, y'all. Dalton, you know, he got his girl, you know, me and his girl, well, he called her his wife, but she really don't like his ass. His girl used to like my posts and stuff, because I be out in the streets amongst the people. You know, this before I knew him as Chud the Builder. But I call him Dalton. This girl, you know, good back and forth, and she starts secretly liking me, because, you know, they fall in love with the internet character, because she ain't know Carlos, but she know Young Count. Really what Chud doing, taking his anger out. But he's not even really mad. He secretly like black people. You mess with somebody and you share chromosomes and stuff like that when you having sex. My sperm went all in, all right? And so he hitting her and kissing her and everything. So yeah, he got some of that black DNA in him. That's why he acting like a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
And since he lives so fucking close to me, I feel like I need to say something. So here's the tension that you want, Dalton. Let's get into it. He's driving around Clarksville, Tennessee, which is 25% black. He is antagonizing random black folks for just existing with racial bullshit. And whenever they react, he shows them his pew-pew, because in Tennessee we have stand your ground laws. And guess what a stand your ground law does? It allows a racist, roided up freak like this to drive around a city that is 25% black, antagonize them with racial shit, and then when they react, it gives him the right to lay them out right on the spot if they get physical with them. Because if it wasn't for a stand your ground law, he would be getting his fucking ass whipped all over Clarksville. I can promise you that.
And finally, our last category of consequences, those that affect Dalton's online reputation. The conversations he has sparked across the country just by posting his content. The fact that public reaction towards Dalton's videos has been mixed is both surprising and unsurprising in 2026. On one hand, Dalton is obviously intentionally attempting to disrupt racial conventions with his use of the N-word as a white man, but on the other, it is hard to imagine that this experiment would receive any significant amount of support like it does today, 10 years ago.
I don't know who this fucking king is, but let me tell you, he dropped this.
One thing that I would say that got under my skin, he says chimps a lot. If you want to call us chimps, you're cavemen.
This guy's jokes.
That's funny, bro. Hey, I'm glad we got a fan in the Monkey app. That's what's up.
Nobody's going to want to work with you. No one will want to hire you. You are going to be poor and broke the rest of your life.
Nobody should employ this guy. Nobody.
And see, and that's how you end up with me by force on the same side as this guy. There's this mythical, magical word, the N-word, that black people call themselves as a term of endearment, and it's A-okay. But if somebody white says it, it's illegal now?
Hey, Chud, was it worth it? Was becoming a big, fat racist on the internet worth it? Because you're not a man and you can't support your family on your own.
Should he have to deal with whatever consequences may come from it? Absolutely. Should he be arrested for it? Hell no.
Well, I mean, free speech is not being able to say speech that everyone agrees with, right? Yeah. Free speech is being able to say things that offend people.
And then he has a gun on himself. So like I said, if he starts to get his ass beat, next thing you know, we have another Kyle Rittenberg. And that dude with the freaking stupid mustache who walks around with the gun, you better watch yourself.
As part of a handful of white content creators actively ignoring a long-held and deeply rooted social norm, Dalton is on the vanguard of a riveting real-world study. Can white people say the N-word and walk around in one piece at the same time? So far, at least in Dalton's case, the answer appears to be yes.
Is that your hair or is that a blanket? I know y'all be stitching anything to your head.
Just like your ugly ass mustache, huh?
Type shit. Nah, time out.
Man, get those.